Taking care of yourself means that I am going to put myself on schedule. Okay? While I put everything else on my schedule, my boss, my work, my partner, my everything, some of us are busy doing so much good for everyone, but we are never doing any good to us. So you prioritize yourself, you put yourself on schedule. And you say, you know what, I have this and then I have this. You also put yourself on schedule. Believe me, if you prioritize yourself and you are filled to capacity, you are joyful, you are content, you are focused, you are consistent, you are showing up for yourself, guess what? You're going to be a better person for everyone else that is in your life. You'll be a better person for your husband, for your wife, for your boss, for everyone else. But remember, everyone else drinks from your saucer. They don't drink from your cup. So fill your cup to the brim until it overflows. So my friend, chisuse. Wanji? Yeah, I'm giving you permission to what? To kuchisusa. Yambalo suke. Umolo suke. Yeah, smile, jibakube mumaso, you know, and put on nicely, you know. If I am content, the people in my life are going to be content. So drink as much, take in as much, and make sure that you feed yourself, you energize yourself, okay? And then give and stretch your hands to give to everyone else that is around you. But this is what most of us are doing. Our hands are stretched to give, but we are empty. Because we have depleted every resource inside of us by trying to give. Let me tell you, I learned the hard way. And some people I know usually say that, you know what, Bahati. And because I learned that I'm not going to do good unto you if you don't see the good that I'm doing. I would rather transfer that good and give it to someone who notices that it is good. That is not me being bad-mannered or ill-mannered. That is me knowing my value and where it is valued. Some of us overdo things, and they are not valued. Like the gentleman who told a lady that, you've been cooking, smanny cleaning, and what? Another lady can come and do the same things. You're giving value, yeah. He told her what? Smanny figure, and what? There are so many women who have figures in this town. Yes. So there is nothing special. In other words, there is nothing. And he was saying this because he was caught cheating. And he did not want this lady to say anything. He wanted the lady to just shut up and accept the cheating. So, and sometimes I feel so baffled when some of those ladies, and as young as 22, 24, someone is telling you that, how much more when you give birth and your stomach is rounder than round? How much more when you start breastfeeding? How much more when you start getting wrinkles? If they abused you and insulted you at 22, that means their monsterhood is just growing and elevating from level to another. And you're enabling it and enabling such a behavior. So you're saying, now I have nowhere to go. You know, he's the only man that I have ever loved. Only man you have ever loved. Have you tried others? Have you seen loving men in this town? Let me tell you, there are Ugandan men who know how to love. But chisusa no chisusa. So if you're there, you're thinking, Ugandan men. Have you dated all Ugandan men? Wanju? You only dated one who was indisciplined. So that day you learn to put down the indisciplined one and say, you know what? Because you don't have a ring on your finger. If you had a ring, I will tell you, you know what, let's talk about all options. You know, let's talk about how to fight in this marriage. Let's talk about how to make it work. But you don't have a ring, even if it's, an engagement ring, my friend. You can keep it and walk away with it. You don't even have to return it. And if it's valuable, you can even go back to the shop and tell them, this is 2 million shillings. Can you give me 1.5? Violence, eh? But sometimes we need to be violent. Eh? Atakulekera bagamba tokola ki? When you say that you're growing old and approaching 30 years old, but seeing yourself not proceeding in life, that means you're stuck. So when we go back to the methodology of being stuck, we said number 1, character traits. Okay? Number 2, and number 3, confidence. Now, you go back and make a full audit of yourself. in those fields, okay? But how can you make a full audit in those fields minus knowing where to apply? That means you must know, where am I applying this? So if this person you're speaking and you're saying, I have tried everything in every corner, I would have wanted to ask you, what have you tried? Because you can say, I have tried all businesses. Yeah, I've tried mobile money, I've closed it. I've tried selling clothes, I've closed it. I've tried, selling insurance, it has refused. I have tried all these things, okay? That is when I ask you, because now a sense of clarity about where you apply, that is when the strategy needs to kick in and where you need to find your passion and purpose and what your basic interest is. Because most of the times when we put our energies in wrong positions, we tend never to get results. You can only get results when you put a seed in the fertile ground. So most of our energies go to soils that are not fertile. Some of us have done that. Some of us, Some of us did IT. Huh? But the seeds fell on what? On rocky ground. And the birds came and ate the seed. Hey, ask me about anything. You will even be disturbing me. But what? What are those things? Software and hardware? As in, clearly, by the time I graduate, I have nearly forgotten everything because I'm not passionate about it. I know some of you are laughing, but you are with me. You are like me. Eh? So if you're not, the moment I knew, and when God helps you to know your purpose, and just imagine an introvert discovering that they want to speak for a living. How ironical is that? An introvert discovering that all I want to do in life is speak to people. And so I look for everywhere how I can be able to start that journey. Now it's very possible. Right now, if you ask me, because I've operated a shop before, some of you know my history more than me. I've operated a shop before. Yes, we made profits. We made it, but I could never make it past that level. Why? I'm not interested in sitting down and transacting. Reconciling and then counting rent and then counting what, and then God did not gift me in that. I am not. So I could have started so many shops and still ended up frustrated. But again, when I plugged into where my passion lies, my passion became my paycheck. Okay? So it's purpose, passion, and paycheck. Because I do things that I love to do every day. Tell me to go before camera anytime, even if it's 3 a.m., I will go and I will give you the best. I will speak without thinking. And everyone will be like, oh my God, that was so valuable. But tell me to go and open a shop somewhere. You'll be writing on water. So I want to know you need to know where to apply your competences, okay? So if it's in the coaching arena, if it's in public speaking, if it's in people helping, if it's in actually doing actual business, there are people who are gifted in business. There are people who are gifted administrators. They are gifted administrators. There are people who are just gifted CEOs. Okay, so you find where you fall, and that is a journey that we can walk with you. We have mentors in the house that can walk that journey with you to focus and be able to find and say, this is where, let me tell you, when you find your purpose and passion, that is a gold mine that you have found. It will never be depleted because no one is ever going to be a Bahati. No one will ever speak the way I speak. Even if they gave us 2 scripts, I will produce it differently from how you will produce it. So the authenticity that lies in this is my uniqueness, and it is my advantage, okay? So I want you to be able to find, we need to move that journey with you so that you can stop trying every corner. I don't want you to go to every corner. Make sure that you come, we talk. How could I go about this? At least I've given you a bit of clues for you to be able to close those gaps and be able to take a full audit of yourself and know where you have to put your energies. And I know that that will be very helpful, okay? I think I have one last one. Hello, Coach. Thanks for holding our hand. I love this space because I'm learning. I want to open up different businesses, totally different from each other, not intertwined with one another. Totally different. Is this practical? Is this doable? It's a good question. It's good to be in a place where you don't know so that you can know. Okay? So, my friend, let's start. What are you doing right now? Because then, after knowing what you are doing, you want to begin businesses. You can't say, you know what, in the same breath, I have capital, and this capital is 50 millions. I'm just giving an example. And you're saying, okay, I want to do clothes, and then I want to do cakes on this hand. I can't put all my eggs in the same basket, so I have this capital. I want to divide it in totally different businesses so that if one loses, one benefits. Or if one benefits, then the other one, you know. And I don't want us to be like that, because you cannot give attention to two different businesses at once. So we must start with one. We go with the elimination method. Start with one, give it your whole, do everything that you need to do with capital. Remember, I told you that even if you find the one business that you want to do and you have 50 millions, don't invest all the 50 millions. Make sure that you use a quarter of it, or at most a half of it, and keep the other as a fallback position. So that you know, because most of the times we start by not knowing or carrying out heavy surveys about what people really want. So we just do things or buy things. But now as you settle into the business, then you learn, people like this more than this. Then you shop more of that, or you stock more of that with the other remaining money. So you don't go into a business whole with every capital and every money that you have. So I want you to start one and give it attention. I want you to strategize for it. I want you to even have brainstorm meetings about it. And that is why we have the business club that is coming up, where we can take a full audit and we tell you all the pros and the cons with business people that are already doing that same kind of business that you want to do. Make a full audit, and then you can never have it all figured out. Then start. When you start, then you will know that, you know what, I don't think I was really created for this, and I think this is not my thing, okay? But by doing other things, then you get to know, okay? Volunteer somewhere, and sometimes, by the way, you can start with volunteering. You love fashion, go to a fashion house. Instead of you investing your capital, kill 1 year or 6 months and say, I'm going to work under her. Even if she's not paying me, I want to see how a fashion house works. Like, go. Stay in there. Let them give you tight schedules. Call in for all the hardness of the work, because you're training. You want to muscle up so that by the time you begin your own fashion house, you know exactly how to get customers, you know how to crack deals, you know how to deliver on time, you know customer care, you know how to hire people, you know, because you have learned from someone. Everything that we want to do in this world, someone else has done it. So can we go and learn from them before we even make the mistakes? I want us to use that, the method. I've used it in my own personal life, and it has worked for me. Looking at my character traits, and these are things we can change all the time. And say, you know what, I can acquire this, I can increase on my level of perseverance. I used to be an impatient person, and I knew that I have a notch higher. If I'm a leader, I must be patient. So I increase the patience, okay? And if I know that, you know what, I have to endure, I will know, okay, my endurance levels, okay, are not good. I will learn how to endure. I'll be resilient. I will learn to be more elastic and bounce back. But we can do all these things if we set our mind on them. Thank you so much for learning, prioritizing yourself. You could have been anywhere else, but this is a learning space, and this is a community that we love to hold each other's hands. Thank you so much to the different coaches, the mentors. Thank you so much for the wealth of knowledge that you have given to us. So make it a deal and a date every Friday to make it to Thobani Center rooftop to make sure that we learn together. And in case you can't get us on our local numbers, please DM us, reach out on YouTube, reach out on every platform that we provide. We will be sure to get in touch with you, and we will be sure to respond to your questions and be able to grow together with you. We are not leaving anyone behind. We want to grow with you. And from us to you here is a good night.